body and his equipment making that terrific stop.
Big Ten Freshman of the Year just befuddled Michigan last year with 19 saves in a big outing for the Scarlet Knights against the Wolverines.
He was the difference in that game. He's the difference in a lot of games for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Duke Richmond with a touch. He's come on strong of late for Rutgers, working to the second midfield, and his running mate, Logan Peters, able to cash in. Scarlet Knights on the board first.
We talk about taking the best shot, not the first shot, and that's what Peters does on this effort, getting to the center of the field. Stoller, look at this thing. Stick, body, everything, denial for the Michigan offense. And watch Peters. He could have shot it right there, but he takes that extra half a step to step. Little pump fake. Senior day in this home cooking thus far here at SHI Stadium.
And this vaunted Rutgers ride already paying dividends. Couple of turnovers for Michigan in a row as they start to stack up here for the Wolverines.
Something Michigan's definitely going to want to clean up. It's hard enough to get one stop and give your defense a blow, especially against Rutgers. They don't have any superstars, so they're going to work the shot clock. They're going to, death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Flying in, how about that? Big time put away. Justin Lawler with some pace. His fourth of the year, and it's 2-0.
And just as I say that, Lawler comes right down the center of campus and drills the upper 90. Early offense for the Scarlet Knights. So again, you turn it over, your defense might be not as well situated as they need to be. They might be a little tired. And look at the placement of that shot. That's absolutely... I've been really impressed with the athleticism of Rutgers between the lines so far in this game. Even that last clear, which was successful for Michigan, wasn't very easy, and I think the speed in between the lines favors the Scarlet Knights.
Bo Lockwood trying to get free, puts it up where only his man could get it, and that's Lobel. And the scout team dynamo at one point. And let's see, are they waving this off?
It looks like no. So I think the goal's going to stand.
And maybe a penalty after the fact. Let's see.
I think we've got potentially a media break, so both teams go to their benches. But Michigan just took an extra beat or two to celebrate. They feel really good about themselves.
They needed it. Lobel with a good goal to get on the board and end the early drought for the Wolverines.
I love the patience of Michigan working behind the cage, keeping it behind the goal. Pick, repick, pick, repick. Lobel, miscommunication by the Rutgers defense, takes the feed, slams it home. Wolverines are back in the game.
Still a battle for Shane Murphy, and it's Marlowe coming out of the pack with it. Nice outlet from Taylor, and Michigan looking to push. Unsettled, and finally Lockwood going to pull it back down. Credit him with the assist on the goal from Lobel, who was close to maybe landing in the crease but stayed out, and Michigan keeps that goal on the board.
And you got to love the grit of Michigan. Two tough ground balls have led to these two possessions after initial dispossession. And on that last opportunity, Marlowe.
And there they get the equalizer. Cohen with a low rocket, and it's 2-2.
Ryan Cohen is Mr. Everything for this Michigan offense. He's a natural left-hander, so you don't necessarily think he's going to stop and pop with his offhand, but that's exactly what he does here. The pick, little two-man game, miscommunication by the Rutgers defense. I believe they thought that there was going to be a switch there, and it wasn't, and the...
Cohen keeps it going, out high, wind and fire, the big rip there from Stanton, and he's come in and been effective 6 of his 11 games thus far with 2 goals or more for the grad transfer from Princeton, including a couple goals and an assist last week against Penn State.
He is a tall drink of water. He's got great hands, and he's getting more and more comfortable in this Michigan system.
Air flying in, Mulholland with a man draped all over him, undenied, and Michigan in front with a third straight tally.
All the juice that Rutgers had to begin this game has quickly evaporated as we get a look at Brian Breck just trying to settle his guys down. There's nothing fancy about this. This is just speed and placement with regard to the shot. So coming out of the box, running down the alley, step, and Mulholland just paced the upper 90 with a beautiful shot and stole. That allowed Kelly to get basically a free path to the cage. Good job by the Wolverines to sub a fresh body on with a working, 40 inches of hardware.
Justin Ennis coming on. Kelly will keep it moving for Cardilla. And again, Billings and company being disruptive. Already a couple of caused turnovers for the Wolverines D. Opening there, and the put away for Colin Zeller. 3-3.
We talked about the pick game for the Michigan Wolverines. They get bitten by a little bit of their own poison here. Watch this pick by Kelly. It's beautiful. And as a defender, you got to topside defend that. You either have to jump that pick, or Ennis, number 17 in the maize and blue, had to jump the dodge.
And defensively, Rutgers, that's where you can attack the Scarlet Knight D. Their man-down defense, only 42%, or excuse me, foe scoring at a 42% clip. Can Michigan find a way to go back in front?
I'm sorry, Jay. Starting off at a 2-2-2.
Stanton gives it up. Rocket shot, and that one just gets past Stoller. The put away from Aiden Mulholland, and Michigan retakes the lead.
That one had just enough juice on it to solve Carden Stoller. Michigan started in a 2-2-2 and finished in a 2-2-2, but the motion, as you're going to see, they changed the formation. They just slipped Lobel behind, and Rutgers just pays a little too much attention to him as he drags behind the cage. They don't rotate, they don't press.
Kicking it back for Kelly. Richmond looking to make a run. Roaming in with the right hand. And the tip there from Taylor on the way by.
Great shake by Richmond. Love that split dodge from left to right. He is of smaller stature but has incredible quickness and just won a matchup.
Mom and dad both high-level track performers in the SEC in their college days. Mom at Kentucky, dad at Georgia. Duke doing good things in lacrosse for Rutgers. So too is Colin Cardilla. Knocks us at 4.
Hometown boy, Bridgewater Raritan High School, very close to the Rutgers campus. Cardilla played midfield last year and really grew up in a hurry. Here he's playing attack, and Aiello draws a double. I'm not sure why you go there. Aiello is a shooter. He's not that much of a dodging threat.
Stanton subbing back on with pace, tries the bouncer from a tough angle. And a good scamper from behind for Rutgers to come away with it.
What hustle. That is the difference between winning and losing sometimes. Incredible hustle.
Numbers for Rutgers. Low bouncer scores. Cardilla goes back to back.
By
Joe Youngerkiss got that ground ball to trigger things at the other end, And man, defense translated into immediate offense.
We talk about the difference between winning and losing. Stannett with that twister shot, he scored on it last week against Penn State. And just the lack of hustle to the end line by Ryan, that might have been Lobel. And we're going the other way. And that is just a textbook fast break. It's down low, and Cardilla, you're not going to get many easier than that. Jungerkiss showing that.
Can give us fourth tie of the game. One pulled wide, we've been deadlocked at 2, 3, 4. Wolverines would like to see us even up at 5 apiece. Good pass to the tight side, and the finish. Lockwood off a sweet setup from Cohen, and there is the equalizer.
Here in the third quarter, Michigan's headliners have stepped up. Mulholland with a goal, and now you're going to see Cohen. He is the most dangerous Michigan Wolverine on the offensive side of the field. And again, making plays when the chips are down. And with his offhand, right-handed, beautiful vision to see Lockwood on the back side. And Lockwood, look at the soft hands. Great finish, soft touch, find the twine. Michigan ties it up.
Had a lot of credit. Michigan, too, has done enough to induce some mistakes, careless and otherwise, from the Scarlet Knights.
Without question, and now Rutgers looks like they're in a little bit of a zone against Michigan. That shows incredible confidence. So it's like a hybrid almost. They're defending the ball behind the cage.
Houlihan pushed out. Opening there, Lockwood keeps it going and gets another goal. Back-to-back for the junior for the Wolverines. 6-5 Michigan.
Homegrown product out of Heartland, Michigan. When we talked to Kevin Connery this week, we asked, what guys do you think need to step up in their game? And he said, we're expecting bigger things out of Bo Lockwood. He's been knocking on the door. And here in the third quarter, he's kicked it in. This is fundamental lacrosse. Keep your feet moving, good things happen. Watch him front swing, catches the ball. He could have shot it there, but he keeps his feet moving, gets to an even better spot. No guts, quick turnaround, run out by the Wolverines, and they get a reset of that 60-second shot clock too.
See the shot numbers here, more than double for Michigan in this half. Stoller, leg save there, sprawled out, rebound in front of the crease. Michigan, patience and the finish. Lobel got it and buried it, and a 2-goal lead for the first time for the Wolverines.
This is unfortunate for Rutgers. Immediately the Rutgers coaching staff goes to the iPad to see if there may have been interference on Carden Stoller. There's Brian Brecht checking it out, trying to get a handle if he should challenge this or not. Let's take a look at the replay. Stannett with the shot. There's the rebound. Stoller had it right there. And I think they're going to, even if they challenge, they're going to rule that incidental contact. Nothing that was advantage gained, if you will. There you see it. So his Stannett stick, since it's outside the crease, it's inside the pocket. I haven't seen the shot clock reset to 60, so I'm not quite sure what Kevin Connery is challenging. Okay, so I think Coach Connery thought that they were going to get a shot clock reset, and that is why he threw the challenge flag. He was then informed by the officials that they were not going to get a reset of that 60.
Good toss, by the way. The coaches got to get used to that now. Like the refs have been giving them flags here for years. Off the turnover, that's tossed in. Cardilla makes Michigan pay. He's got a hat trick, and Rutgers creeps to within a goal.
Michigan had cleaned up that clearing game, and actually they had amped up the intensity on the ride, but here on the clearing attempt, nice job of climbing the ladder. Dante Coulis, the Canadian, skies, picks it off, gives it to...
Goal advantage and maybe fortify it here. Lemons chased all the way back. 30 left in the shot clock. Cohen creaming in. Lockwood. Out in front. LaBelle.
Good patience by LaBelle, 0-0 in blue.
Clay. Crossfield. Ripped there by Cohen and Michigan. Back up by a pair.
Yeah, LaBelle with that ball on the inside. I thought he was going to shoot it, but he did well to shade his stick away from the pressure. And Cohen, you knew he was going to show up. This is great vision by number 33 in blue. Jackson Clay identifies, and look at that shot place.